Good morning. This morning we are talking about a light-hearted topic. Not really. It's your safety. How safe's your suburb? When people buy a home, they think they're going after the bedrooms, the bathrooms, but really they're chasing a lifestyle and something that is very underrated, but certainly at the forefront of people's mind is safety. So we're going to talk about it here on the Northern Beaches and beyond.
Good morning, ladies and gents.
Hello, coming from a safe space in DY.
I think I just wanted to point out that opening line was one of the best opening lines that I've ever seen on this podcast.
On Morning Minutes. Thanks, Harry.
Morning Minutes. My apologies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how safe is your suburb this morning. We're at a crime rate, different suburbs, and by all means, being a live show, if you would like to know your suburb or any suburb for that matter, whilst we're on air this morning, just put it in the comments and we will tell you. We're going to do a share screen and there's actually some really interesting numbers, but I suppose just 30 seconds before we get into it, you're buying that feeling. It's not just a house or an apartment. That's what we're selling to families.
Yeah, and I think when someone's looking to buy a property, and I think you touched on it briefly, it's it's the safety, it's the surrounding, and it's not just the actual property itself, whether it's the right one for you, whether it's got 2 bathrooms or 2 bedrooms and whatnot, but you actually need to look outside the box and you need to sit down, and especially if you're a young family and you're looking to start a family in the future, having that surrounding, knowing your surrounding environment, the suburb, and just knowing that it's a safe environment for your family to bring up, it's critical. It's one of the most important things you should consider when you're looking to buy a property. It's your environment.
And there's definitely a perception versus a reality. So it's sad to hear that some suburbs or areas get this trade stamp with, oh, that's a dodgy area. You don't buy that. I mean, we have it in even the best suburbs, the most expensive suburbs of Sydney. You get particular streets that get known as, oh, that's a dodgy street. So there is a perception versus a reality. Some suburbs statistically do have a higher crime rate than others. That's what we're going to show you this morning. We're not picking on suburbs either. We've asked ChatGPT to form a list. Some of the suburbs I've heard before, and some, I to be honest, I haven't even been there. So I feel like it's unfair to judge them just based on the this crime rating. But families do pay a premium for safety, no doubt about it, and crime isn't the only measures. Well,
let's dive into this list. I'm actually intrigued.
All right, here we go. You ready? Boom. So this is a website called Red Suburbs. I only found out about this yesterday. It apparently aggregates some of the data and gives you a bit of a snapshot. So what we've got here is the population. We're starting in DY to keep it local. You've got the suburb size, total number of crimes per 1,000 people, violent crimes. I mean, that sounds definitely scary. You look at what's considered as a violent crime, there's some serious stuff there.
I found it intriguing when I saw a graph of the crimes over the last X amount of years. If you scroll down, Billy, it shows you the and that's dropped astronomically.
There you go. Okay, so we're looking at total crimes in the green, violent crimes in the red. DYs compared to New South Wales and Australia. That's good to see. A little bit lower. Violent crimes. I mean, look at some of the numbers on the side, though. We're not talking about hundreds and hundreds here. We're talking about incidents. But it's very, very informative. I will go and say it's some good information here. I suppose if you're doing your search for a property and you don't know the area, why not jump on here and have a look?
100%.
What the data's saying. And then it gives you a rating out of 10.
I love that. And it's so intriguing to me because DY has come such a long way over the last 20 years. I feel like, the the generation of our parents, DY was sort of known as that ghetto area where it's like, you know, it had that stereotype where if you were from DY, you know, you were perceived quite, you know, you weren't the best, you know, person if you were coming from DY, but it's come a long way.
Now, if you go up the hill, we're just going to cover the northern beaches first. You go up the hill, you go into Narrowena, you've got smaller population,
There you go.
you've got a smaller area size, fewer total crimes. Interestingly enough, though, still a rating out of 10, so that must be towards the lower end. You know, Narrowena much lower compared to the rest of the state.
Yeah.
So that's good to see. I suppose in your housing suburbs with fewer people, you'd expect that there'd be fewer crimes. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, without picking on anyone, where do you want to go next, Harry? Take me somewhere interesting.
Let's go to Penrith.
Penrith, okay.
Let's just go somewhere.
Home of the Penrith Panthers.
That's it. Let's go.
Whoa, Jesus! All right, we've jumped up to
Wow.
a 60 rating. This is the highest we've seen so far.
That's triple.
Population just under 20,000. Let's see how Penrith compares to the state. All right, it's a little bit higher.
Wow.
Theft makes up the big thing. Transport regulation offences. I mean, that could be not tapping on with your Opal card. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Penrith is a 60. Again, we're not picking on anyone here. We're just we're just covering off headlines. I wanted to do Lakemba. I thought this would be an interesting one.
I think that's come down quite a lot.
15 out of 100.
That's pretty decent.
That's really good. You know, DY was 10, so that's really good.
Let's jump to another. Let's do Vaucluse.
All right, we're going to
somewhere
go
in the east.
Vaucluse in the east. 100
Wow.
out of a 10. You know, so I think yeah, that's a good one. What are they saying? A little less than New South Wales.
Yeah.
Seems
As
like
you'd expect.
everything's picked up in the last year. I don't know what's going on.
I was just about to say that.
Look at property crimes though; they're on the way down. So property crimes maybe because the tech's getting better. You've got these smart doorbells on the front. You've got CCTV. You've got strata buildings getting upgraded with strata entrances. I suppose that's why people make such a big emphasis on the security these days.
Yeah.
Bondi. Bondi's at
About the same.
12 out of yeah, there you go.
The graphs are quite similar.
Yeah. So it depends on the population. I'd be interested to see somewhere like Parramatta.
Oh wow. We're going west now.
44. Bigger population.
That's huge.
Yeah. There you go. Well, it even gives you a map. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Last one.
Let's go somewhere south. Let's do Campbelltown. Somewhere very, very
Is Campbell?
Campbelltown, yeah. ELL?
Screw that. We're going to Cronulla. CR.
ON.
Cronulla. There we are.
There we go.
Boom. 16 out of 100. Go to the Shire. There you go. Well, ladies and gents, I hope that gives you something to think about this morning. Not just your property value based on the bricks and mortar, but certainly something around the lifestyle and safety.
And I don't think it's looked over enough by people, and not just by people, but just by buyers in general when they're looking to make a decision. I think a lot of people get caught up in what prices are going for. If this building's got a bad strata block, how close is it to the shops? Which, when making a decision to buy a property, they're important things, but I think the safety's got to be up there with top three. And to be truthfully honest with you, ladies and gents, and I think this gives you a really, really good idea. And I think this would be very beneficial with your research to just go over this Red Suburbs website and do a little bit of an investigation if you're looking to buy in a particular pocket or a particular suburb in Sydney.
Yeah, if you're not familiar
Definitely
with it.
gives you a good oversight.
And it makes you take your hat off to the local councils doing a great job, because the way they make the environment feel safe is, good street lighting, community involvement, lots of foot traffic, try and get rid of any vandalism, antisocial behavior, keeping the streets clean. A bit of neighborhood pride goes a long way. And you can understand why some of the suburbs everyone just knows of, like the Bondis, like the Manly, that's where their energy and focus goes. Anything more from you?
No, I think that's covered it.
Well, have a good one.
Beautiful.
Thanks for tuning in.
Good morning.